Welcome to Around the Blockchain. Today, we're going to be talking all your favorite topics when it comes to crypto. We're talking about $5 trillion sitting on the sidelines. Also, Chiliz is starting to pump. Who remembers that token? And also, Hollywood and SBF. When is the movie coming out? What is it going to look like? How many movies are going to be coming out? And we got some great guests today. We're going to get right into it. On the top right, not in the red square, unfortunately, it is Crypto Blood. How are you doing? Do you have any messages for BJ regarding the color of your square?
Hey, man, you do it one more time, I'm going to have
to... All right, you heard it there. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. Why are you putting that jacket on? What's up with that vest? Also, we have Crypto Lifer on. Welcome back, Crypto Lifer. You can find his content, Crypto Lifer 33, always putting out the trades. And the best thing about your channel, you're putting out the timestamps. So, hey, you only want to know about, 7 of the 38 coins. Hey, you know exactly where to go to. Anything on your radar right now?
Yeah, I mean, I'm just looking at some retracement on VRA on the 1 hour, actually, and a bit of a flag right now seems to be popping out. And, the AI coins popped out, but they're going to retrace. And I think in a few more weeks, they're going to, have some bullish consolidation and they'll be on another leg to the upside.
Ooh, it might be another leg. Also, on today's guest, always love having him on in the red square. It is Firoz. You can also catch him streaming on Binance. What was that Binance platform called again?
Binance Live Host. Live Host.
All right. You check him out on. And then a superstar in the making. Of course, we're talking about Altcoin Daily. And Altcoin Daily, I couldn't help but see that. Speaking of Binance, you have a show coming up. Is it too early to share details about that? Can you share any details? You're muted.
That's a no.
Streaming on Binance. What was that? I don't know what happened there. I don't know. Yeah, he has a new show. Is going to be like this Shark Tank of crypto. Really looking forward to checking that out. Where, hey, you're going to go. They're going to vet you. Maybe he'll try to have some perpetuity deal. Every token trades, he gets 1% sent to the altcoin wallet. I don't know. It's going to be really interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to checking that out. I just want to see you, roast a rug pull. That's all I'm looking for. And any news on the audio? All right. We'll figure it out as we go along. But let's talk about this sideline cash. Whoa, buddy. $5 trillion sitting on the sidelines. This is the highest amount of money that's ever been on the sidelines. We came close to pre-2020 dip. A lot got pulled off. And then we also got close right around the 2008 crash. A lot of stocks were sold. Money was sitting on the sidelines. But now it's more than it's ever been. Recently, it was just past 5 trillion. The market fund assets increased from 16 billion to 4.8 trillion. So we're talking about, we were in the billions, in the double-digit billions, and now we are in the trillions. Retail currently holds 1.75 trillion. That is up, is a little bit up a few billion. But institutional investors, they have all the money. They're sitting on 3 trillion right now. Now, Firoz, we have a little bit of a unique paradigm now. There's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. And when it comes to crypto specifically, there's a lot of tethered up coins sitting on the sidelines. There's a lot of USDC. There's a lot of DAI. There's a lot of Tron stables out there. There's a lot of Tether out there. With all this money sitting on the sidelines in banks, and with all these tethered up coins, all the stable coins sitting on the sidelines, is our bear market going to be as bad as previous bear markets? Or, does that maybe lead a little bit of credence to, was that the bottom that happened already?
No, look, I think there's a few ways that we need to look at it, right? One thing I can say is, when we look at institutional players, they're primarily waiting, what I would say is for, number one, clearer regulation, right? That's what we need. And a more established infrastructure in terms of the cryptocurrency market before fully re-entering, right? From an institutional investor's perspective, it's a smart play to do, because ultimately you're playing with other people's money. It's not your own. And I think some institutional investors ultimately will obviously have, concerns, right, around the lack of legal and financial protection in the crypto market. So, and that's really important, because even within the UK, we've got regulation that's sort of been stated recently around how crypto needs to be regulated going forward and how financial institutions can cater for that. So that is key, right? And you need that for any major institution to come into this space. So I would say from that perspective, they want to ensure that their investments are safe and secure. That's really what I'm saying. And additionally, one thing I would say is that many are also waiting for the market to stabilize. I don't think personally, this is just my opinion, and I'm about 40 now, so I've been through a couple of recessions, so I like to think that I've learned a thing or two. And from here, I think the smarter person ultimately is still waiting for the market to stabilize. There is still hype around cryptocurrencies. It might be dead, sure, in some people's eyes, but in all honesty, the last month has shown you exactly what hype can do. Just taking in the AI narrative alone. So I think, in short, institutional players are certainly looking for, I would say, a combination of regulatory clarity, confirmed bottom in the market, and some established infrastructure before fully diving back in.
I think that's a fair assessment. Now, crypto blood, if we do, this is a big assumption, if we get a little bit more regulation, a little bit more clarity within the next 3 years, before the next parabolic top, do you think that we will get an institutional, injection of money? Because we had Tesla buy $1.5 billion. I think it was December of 2020, or disclosed in December of 2020 or January 21. Are we going to see something similar to that? Could it be, maybe it's an Amazon, maybe it's a Microsoft, maybe it's a Google? Will there be more institutional players this next go round as they try to maybe time the bottom?
Yeah, but it won't be like your publicly traded companies, like your micro strategies and stuff like that. I don't think it'll be those types of companies. There will be companies or institutions like organizations like VCs, right? Those are the people that will be coming in and buying up these dips, hedge funds, and even possibly banks. But one thing I just want to make clear to everyone, when they say cash, right? I talked about this before on the show, DZ, with you. Cash doesn't mean M1 cash, like cash in your going to the strip club or something. No, this is like M2, M3 money that's in money market accounts. And what is that? They're earning interest on those monies. Okay, so we know interest rates are hiking. That's why, in my opinion, you're seeing such a high, if you want to call it money supply. It's because people are wanting to earn interest in something very safe, either M2 or in treasuries, T-bills. That's what they're doing. And I think it's actually going to increase even more. We saw the Dixie, it bottomed out at 101 and it's heading up. I think it's at 103 today. I think we're heading higher with the Dixie and subsequently lower with the risk on assets.
All right. Well, I'm glad you brought up interest rates. Crypto Lifer, I know you stream a lot of Jerome Powell's remarks. If he's on the toilet, you might be streaming. If he had a webcam in his bathroom, at least. I know I would, at least. I don't want to speak for your channel, but with these Fed meetings, we have these interest rate hikes, and maybe we're slowing down 75 basis points, 50 basis points, now down to 25. Some are calling, maybe only one more 25 basis points. Do you think these institutional players, are they looking at interest rates as any kind of weight on whether or not they enter in the crypto market?
Thank you so much for having me back on Around the Blockchain. It feels great to be back. Everyone's, like Firoz said, everyone's waiting for clarity. Like, give us the clarity. These people play with pension funds, big money. They can't just go and throw pension funds in some tiny coin or in some belief idea if it's not regulated. So they have to follow guidelines, because the amount of money that they take in and the institutions that they also represent have to follow guidelines. And so until we get that clear regulation, what I like to see about the article is 1.75 trillion in retail assets. I didn't realize retail had that much money on the sidelines. I'm under the fence. I've been watching the dollar. I watch it every single day. It is in a bit of a bounce, but it's very overbought in the 4-hour time frame. It's struggling to get above 103. There's a chance it takes another fall down. I'm waiting for that break of 100. You know what I mean? It does, it's at a level where it could go either way. It's an old resistance from a long time ago. So we could get a bounce off of that level. And this is the next 2 weeks are really going to show us whether Bitcoin goes strong into the summer, or we kind of slump into March and April and kind of have to rebuild back into the fall. So this is a huge week for crypto. I'm a little more bullish than I have been for Bitcoin recently, based on the daily time frame and that golden cross coming, baby. So I like to see that $1.5 trillion. I do think they're going to wait on the sidelines until they get better regulation. I do think they're going to wait for what Jerome Powell says. I think a lot of them don't care what he says, though. I think they know it's mumbo jumbo. You know what I mean? They're just going to wait for the perfect time to time the market. The money markets are making money, but come on, man, that's nothing to compare to what they can get if they can get their hands into crypto. They want to get into crypto. They want bags of ETH. They want bags of Matic.
I'm getting word right now from the producers of the 1.75 trillion of retail. It's mostly Justin Sun, so it's mostly him. I'm just waiting for him to start market buying ETH. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? All right, Altcoin Daily.
I didn't know we were
besides regulation and regulatory clarity, I think that's an obvious thing. A lot of these CEOs, especially publicly traded companies, especially Fortune 500 companies, they obviously want a little bit of clarity. But besides clarity, what do you think is the number 2 thing that they're waiting on? Is it the SBF movie? Is it, better market sentiment? Is it a price action, maybe a particular price target? Besides clarity, what's the main hurdle?
Can you hear me, DZ?
Perfect. You're perfect.
I will not be silenced. Altcoin Daily. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
Yes,
Altcoin
yes,
Daily will not be silenced. Thank you for having me
There
on.
you
Love
go.
being here. I think the 2 biggest reasons that we're seeing all this money on the sidelines is because, number 1, we haven't seen a trend change with the Fed yet. This is the most obvious. They're still tightening. They're close to the end, as they say, but they're not done yet. And until the trend change happens on the macro level, I think a lot of people are waiting for that, start of the race for them to start, going more in all of a sudden. And 2, I think so many people were taken by surprise, me included, about how fast, how the sentiment from December 2022 switched like a complete 180 to January 2023. That, damn, now we're in a risk-on environment. Things went crazy. I still think we're going to see plenty more dips, throughout the rest of this year as we have some just sideways consolidation. But I think people were taken off guard, and the Fed's not done yet. So those are the 2 things stopping that money.
Altcoin Daily, I mean, we've been there. We've seen the market turn bullish. We've seen it turn bearish and back again. Do you think it's mostly just off the crazy green monthly candle for January? Is that the main reason people all of a sudden just turned bullish, in your opinion?
For crypto?
Yeah.
I think LeBron James won all-time leading scorer for the entire NBA. He is a Bitcoin holder.
James.
He was playing in Crypto.com Arena. Big DZ. If you're from Cleveland like me, if you're now in LA like me, you get that. But 2, I think in any bear market you look on in the past, whether it's the S&P, whether it's crypto, you have, these gut-wrenching moves to the upside in bear markets, just like you have these gut-wrenching corrections in bull markets. Now, I'm not saying we're in bull or bear yet. I think, again, we're in chop solidation to me, but I think you can only go down so low without getting a bounce to the upside. Now, the key is, can we pass that 200-week moving average? Can we get some higher highs on more broader, longer time frames? So we're watching.
All right. Well,
DZ,
let's move.
Let me just say this really quickly. Yeah,
ahead,
let me
Blood.
say this. The equity markets have bounced out the gate from January 1st, I think up 10%. So it has nothing to do with crypto, ladies and gentlemen. This is a broader move that you're seeing, and the correlation is there between the equities and crypto. So I'm not really paying attention to this. I think it will fade. You have in bear markets, bro, you have these rips, as Altcoin Daily said. They're the biggest rips. You have the biggest rips in a bear market because of short covering, gamma squeezing, and quant buying. And then lastly, of course, the dumb money retailers coming in at the end, and then they get their what clip. So that's what we're going through right now, bro.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about some Chiliz, not baby back ribs. We do love those. No, we're talking about Chiliz token. I actually pulled up the price chart right here. Like typically happens on the show, whenever there's a big announcement, it's usually down like 2-3% because all the pumps have already been in. Here is the 1 month chart. You can see a nice little price action. Maybe an insider spread a little news, maybe a little tweet happened right there. But you can see a nice little pop from the 13-cent range, popping really close to 18 cents. So actually a significant portion if you look at the percentage there. But I always like to do this. At least I can do this for another year or so. We hit the all-time chart. It kind of tells a little bit of a different story here. You can see we're hitting around 75 cents during when Bitcoin was looking good at the early part of 21. And now once you zoom out, I mean, if you got in early at Chiliz, you're able to get in at a penny. If you bought the top of 70 cents, maybe you're not super happy as it sits at 15 cents right now. But they just announced they're moving off of EVM and they're going to have their own chain. They're going to be a L1. Now, Firoz, I kind of want to ask you, this is a little bit of a broad question, but do you think that it's maybe it tarnishes your brand if you start as you're on the Ethereum blockchain and then you kind of try to switch off? I think they're forking BSC, so it's still pretty tangentially related. But does that to you suggest that, hey, maybe they didn't really know what they were doing with their launching? And is this a rudderless ship?
No, I think it's a calculated move. They're not the first project. We've seen many projects move off onto some of their own chains. We've seen projects migrate from Ethereum onto other chains because first of all, it's a scalability issue. You know, if you think about it, now most people won't really complain about it. You know, if you want to go make a transaction on Ethereum on the blockchain, it's going to cost you about $2.70, maybe $5 at a stretch, right? Which is nothing. But once we get into the next bull cycle, right, and I think a lot of people are using this downtime really to build that network effect that they already have or extend that network effect that they already have. I think this is what Chiliz is doing. They're moving onto their own blockchain. Fine, everybody seems to be doing that anyway. But at the same time, by doing that, and let's be honest, you know, Chiliz had a banner on the World Cup, so they're already quite well known, and they're very well known for fan tokens in general. And so there is always a need and a growth for that niche in the market. So them moving on ultimately means that they can scale up, because once the bull market happens, and you know, and we're not that far away from that anyway, and as we see everybody starts going crazy, the problem is that to then start transacting on the Ethereum blockchain, you've got high prices that you're contending with. And that's a turnoff for a lot of people. It's certainly a turnoff for retail who might only be coming in with, say, you know, $300, $400, $500 into crypto and having a little go at it. Because if they realize that, you know, $60 is going away in transaction fees, they're not going to be interested. But when you move over to, you know, and you're right, it is a fork of Binance Chain. But when you move over there, you know, it's absolutely a fraction in comparison to what you pay in transaction fees. So that would be my view. That would be my view.
All right. Well, Altcoin Daily, you know, I say this, you have the most fans here, you know, when it comes to social media followers. So,
I think you do. I think you do, DC.
No, it's definitely you. It's definitely you. Oh, you know, if you split between you and your brother, maybe. Okay, yeah, if you cut it in half. But I still think you have like a 40x on me, but I appreciate the sentiment there. Do you think that, now this is maybe a little bit of a bold statement, did NFTs kill the fan tokens?
In a way, I think NFTs, the money that went into NFTs took a lot of money from going into Bitcoin, a lot of money from going into security tokens. And I think a big reason that it's still a big unknown how fan tokens are going to look or what they're going to be in 5-10 years is because we haven't really seen a lot of solid examples of creators doing it right. We have seen a lot of examples like Gary Vee of NFTs, like Gary Vee and Kevin Rose and Kevin Smith adding utility and creating an NFT collection, basically a membership club. And that kind of let everybody else know, the movie studios, other bigger artists, wow, there is a use case, there is a narrative. I like how they're building community with those guys. We haven't really seen that with security tokens. Another big issue is regulation. If you're launching a currency, I think no matter what kind of language you use, there is sort of an expectation of profit if people are buying your token. So it's still very unclear right now. Chiliz is preparing with a move like this. Chiliz is preparing for mass adoption in the future. You don't need your own chain unless you think you're going to have mass adoption. Might as well do it in a bear market. But they're sort of setting the trend, and we'll see.
All right, now Altcoin Daily, I'm going to give you a name for your fan token. You just do ADIO, and then you can buy your adios. Huh? Well, nothing there. All right, I'd buy an Altcoin Daily fan token. Okay, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. All right, Aaron's going to be the one popping up next. All right, now Crypto Blood. You know, I think that kind of is a good use case. You know, you could scale if you do end up blowing up. But what is, besides that, what's the advantage of moving off the Ethereum chain and creating your own chain?
None. This is stupid. Like, first of all, you know, deduct me a point here, ladies and gentlemen. I know we're all supposed to be experts in crypto and everything. I've never even heard of Chiliz. Okay, so yeah, there you go. That's my opinion on the whole situation. I think that, you know, in order for, I saw an article actually earlier today. Some analyst was saying, like, for blockchain, the industry to move forward, coins have to stop making their own blockchains. To a certain degree, I agree with that. I don't think there's going to be one blockchain that rules them all. Of course not. It's good to have competition, and you will have that in the marketplace. But I mean, you have a blockchain for dentistry. You have a blockchain for making food. I mean, like, we have all these different blockchains. Just consolidate on one that has momentum. They could have done it and kept themselves on Binance chain. So I mean, I don't think it's a great move. In the long run, you'll get more growth organically if you stay on a blockchain that has already a momentum behind it. So,
all right, now, Lifer,
what
have
it
you had a chance to look at the Chiliz chart by any chance?
Oh yeah, I mean, honestly,
What,
Chiliz is dead to me because I love trading, news coins. Like, and when the World Cup came up, I was like, oh yeah, the fan tokens. We're gonna do Porta, ATM, and Chiliz, and Chiliz didn't do a dang thing. Like, it just kind of. So if I look here right now, it's in a giant. Hold on, CHZ USDT on KuCoin. It's in a giant double bottom, right, on the daily time frame. That's what I have going on here, which is a beautiful pattern, technically speaking. And you're at the volume area low, and you've taken a nice pump with this news up to the 200 SMA. I'm going to teach everyone a quick way to make gains. The 200 SMA is beautiful. I don't use EMAs. A lot of people do. I don't. But whatever you use, you'll get good at. When price is bunched up with the moving averages, it pumps up to the 200 SMA. You could say it was the news, but this happens a lot. And then what happens is it'll probably jettison up to this point of control. Then it's going to be above the 200 SMA. Go and back test a chart. Go and look at the daily and circle when daily candles close above the 200 SMA. You're going to see that like 80% of the time after that, a coin pumps like 10, 20, even 50, 60%. You get above this point of control, it looks like Chiliz is going to accomplish this double bottom to the upside. I can't believe you never heard of Chiliz. I've been trading Chiliz for like a year and a half. It used to be hot. It was real hot. Remember the last run?
No pun intended. Yeah, real hot.
Now,
XRP pumped and then Chili pumped. It was like
now, Lifer, what do you think? Did NFTs kill the fan token?
Honestly, you know what killed the fan token was high coins. These freaking high coins, these fractional reserve coins. Those things are ripping. Like yesterday on the 7-minute, one went up like 250% in like 30 minutes. It was insane. Like high MAYC, high Bored Ape Club. Yeah, I mean, these coins fell off the map. They didn't even get love during the World Cup. I mean, NFTs did, and these high tokens, which are NFTs. So you're right. And what I'm talking about, high coins are Fracton protocol, fractionally reserves high coins and turns them into basically like ETFs you can trade on KuCoin. These things are out of control. Go get a list of 30 of them. They've been the funnest thing to trade for the last few weeks. And I think the trend is going to continue with these fractional reserve coins, high coins, High Me Bits, High Birds, High Squiggle. They got the funnest names. You'll have a blast.
All right. Today's episode brought to you by High C. I love my purple stuff, my orange stuff, soda, great orange juice, whatever. All right. Let's talk about Hollywood and SBF. I actually have the two main candidates set to play SBF. This isn't a troll. This is actually real. Josh Gad is. Yes. Josh Gad is maybe going to be one of the names floating. They're floating his name with the Michael Lewis adaptation. But there's also Amazon miniseries with the Russo brothers in development right now. And these seem to be the two leading candidates for SBF. Let us know in the comments who you would like to play SBF. And I do want to share today's episode brought to you by bcvault.com and presyn.io. Make sure you check those two out. Links will be in the description. But no, it has caught the interest of Hollywood. It looks like there's potentially upwards of 6 things in production right now. The two main ones probably going to be the Moneyball creator, Michael Lewis, and of course, Amazon. It's just hard to beat those two budgets right there. And the Russo brothers one supposedly might be an 8-episode miniseries. I just want to see the Polycule episode myself. And also Mark Wahlberg potentially maybe even entering the fray here. So there's all types of things in the works. Yeah, he's going to be doing more of a documentary style. So we might have a fictional miniseries, a fictional movie, and then a documentary. So all of these things, could be potentially dropping within 12 months of each other. All right, let's keep this lighthearted and breezy, but I got to go to Mr. Hollywood, obviously, first. One, joke question. Who has the hair to play SBF? You do, actually. And secondly, what are your thoughts on these adaptations coming out? I mean, is it going to be too much at once? Is there going to be maybe one winner? Are you betting on Michael Lewis? Are you betting on Amazon? Are you betting on Marky Mark? What are your expectations leading up to this?
Hi, my name is Austin Arnold, and this is my audition for Sam Bankman-Fried's understudy. If Josh Gad can't do it, excuse me. Your funds are safe. Could you pass the pickle? Thank you.
All right, Oscar goes too. And you know what? Fun fact, he was actually playing League of Legends during that. Good job.
Yes, exactly. there's going to be no
Multitask.
shortage. There's going to be no shortage of movies and limited series and stuff for the next 10 years. Next, probably, I was going to say decade, but that's the same as 10 years. Just because this is not a crypto story, it's a human story. It affected everybody, and as big of Ponzi Madoff was by money amount, this is so much bigger. So I'm looking forward to watching all of them. And I want to see me. I want to see who's playing me. Who is playing me.
All right. I just want Nick Offerman to play crypto or BitBoy. I think that'd be a really good role there for him. Crypto Blood. Now, I don't think SBF is going to be benefiting from the movie rights here, but could you potentially see his brother or his parents or maybe even Caroline or any of the unsavory, quote unquote, unsavory characters in this drama? Are they going to be standing to benefit from this? And can the victims potentially benefit from any of these?
The victims, no, I don't think so at all. I mean, firstly, though, I just got to ask, BJ, put it up in the chat room. Does the hat match the hoodie or does the hoodie match the hat? I can't figure it out. Somebody help me out. I think Sam Bankman-Fried, who should play him? O.J. Simpson with the afro, the old O.J. Simpson to play SBF. There you go, DZ.
Okay. All right. Now, this is a pre-Naked Gun, OJ?
Pre-Naked Gun, yes.
All right. Well, if we bring him out, let's bring Kato Kalin out as well. Firoz, I don't think any proceeds are going to be able to get to the victims, but could you see a potential fundraising effort? Would you, is there a potential for maybe a DAO to create some sort of mini-series where they could potentially create a system where the victims do get monetized and some sort of compensation here?
No, it's interesting you say that. Look, I think, at the end of the day, if anyone kind of sells the rights to their stories, and the likelihood is, if you want to really portray that character, then you are going to have, interviews, catch-ups with SBF himself, right? Because you kind of want to get the frame of mind of what it is to be an absolute total douchebag and scammer. But saying that, and clearly you would get paid for it. Naturally, you would say, well, if you're going to portray me, you want my time. It's going to charge. Now, I think this is where he could have his, shining dark knight moment, which is, I've got paid so-and-so for giving my views of how to be me, a douchebag. And from that, some of my proceeds, I am going to give away to, whatever class action lawsuits happening there in terms of whatever payout goes to all the retail investors that have lost. And a portion of that could go there. I do see that happening in a world. And, he obviously wants to portray himself as being the one, like saving crypto again. So I think, yes, that there is a world out there where perhaps he could give some of what he earns for giving his input into the movie, show, TV series, whatever have you. But one thing I will throw in there, though, I think one of the actors that has been left out is Seth Cohen.
Okay. Yeah. So that's the noise he makes when he steals all your money. Crypto Lifer, what are your thoughts? And who do you think what's the ideal SBF movie to use? Is this a Tarantino film where that polycule scene is going to be nuts? Or is this more, like The Big Short, or maybe even the Social Network style where, let's maybe stick to the facts?
I kind of like The Big Short meets Uncle Buck. A little behind the scenes with some exaggerated, pieces. Like, remember he was flipping the pancake with a spatula, with a shovel. Anyway,
no one knows Uncle Buck. That's John Candy, right? John Candy. No one knows that John Candy film.
You do.
Okay. So more like a comedy then.
I think of could Carrot Top? I mean, he's got hair. I know he doesn't look that much.
He's too jacked. He is too jacked.
He is too big. Yeah, he's pretty big. Yeah. I don't know, man. I really think Altcoin Daily can pull it off. I just really do. Like, you got it. He's got to fluff it up a little bit, and he's already kind of behind
Napoleon Dynamite. Get the actor from Napoleon Dynamite to play it.
Yeah. So apparently, I think the people have spoken. I think we want Altcoin Daily. Hey, California labor, you only have to pay them half. They'll split screen time there. Altcoin Daily. I mean, do you accept the role?
If Altcoin Daily, if I don't get an audition minimum, then there's something wrong.
I agree. Hit that like button if you want Altcoin Daily to star in one of these biopics. I think it's a slam dunk. Of course, we need to make it happen. That is all we have time for today. I want to give a big shout out. Crypto Lifer, welcome back. Love having you on here. Altcoin Daily. Thank you. And real quick, I do want to give you a moment. What is this show that you have going on where it's like Shark Tank meets crypto meets Binance? What's going on?
Yeah, it's essentially like Shark Tank for Web3, although it does combine elements of The Voice or America's Got Talent. And it's these Web3 projects, just like in 2009, Shark Tank, the OG show, brought entrepreneurship and investing, popularized it to the masses as the audience got to learn along the way. The goal of this show is to do the same with crypto and bring that to Web3. So there's going to be a cavalcade of different types of hosts. It's not just going to be like influencers. It's going to be all different sort of hosts in the space. Hopefully we can get BitBoy on one of the shows and, just Shark Tank for Web3.
All right, I want to see someone pitch a rug pull and then just get eviscerated by the panel. That's really what I'm here for.
I would love to eviscerate.
I want to see it. I want to see it. Yeah, you check that out. Make sure you follow everybody's content. But it looks like Firoz ended up taking it home with 17 points. Firoz, feel free. Leave us with some parting thoughts.
Man.
Hey, last time you gave us the AI play. What's the next play?
I did. No, I don't have any plays. I think what I do want to say is, thanks DZ, thanks Around the Blockchain for, having us on the show. I love doing this. It's absolutely great fun. And if not following all the other creators on here as well, Altcoin Daily, Crypto Blood, Crypto Lifer, definitely drop everybody a follow. The more insights you get, the better you become in this space as well. So that's all I really want to say. A big thank you to everyone for watching. And don't forget to smash the like and obviously subscribe.
All right. It's been a great episode. Yeah, again, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you go to the links, check out BC Vault Present, and make sure you check out all 4 channels. Make sure you follow them on Twitter. They're all putting out fantastic content. I don't just say that, although I do just say it, but this time I actually mean it. And you know what? This was the best episode we've ever had, and I also mean that. And thank you for hitting that like button. That's all we got today, Bit Squad. Till next time. Easy out.